Hello, hello, this is Rachel. I have hamsters, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Niteangel Acrylic Corner Sandbath. I love this sandbath. Niteangel gifted it to me, and Lester, my roborovski hamster, has been using it in his Christmas tree bin. You can see it's time for a clean, so I'm going to take it out, sift out all of that gunk, and then I'm going to wash and bake the sand, and I'm also going to wash the acrylic portion on the bottom so that it's nice and clean for him. I do this about once a month. If you want to wash your sand also, it's super easy. I will link to a video I made about that down below. So here it is, clean, sparkling clean, ready to go back in the enclosure. One thing that I love about this sandbath is that the acrylic is just so light, but it's also very sturdy. So it's super easy to clean. It doesn't feel like brittle or like it might break. So that is really great to handle. I prefer that over Pyrex. I always get nervous with Pyrex that I'm gonna like drop it or something. Not an issue here. And when you place that sandbath in your hamster enclosure, you wanna make sure it's on the bottom of the enclosure or on a platform. You don't wanna put it on suspended bedding because your hamster can burrow under the bedding and then the sandbath could fall on them and they could get stuck or maybe even die. So you wanna be really careful with how you put your sandbath in your enclosure. So I like this sandbath on the floor of this enclosure. It just kind of has a good flow that way. I really love the shape of this sandbath, and I just think it looks really nice this way. But in some of my other enclosures, as you may have seen, I keep my sandbaths on platforms. So just really depends on the sandbath. This one I love because it has a lid. Not all of my sandbaths have lids, and that can be a struggle because my hamsters can make a huge mess with their sandbath. Robos or any hamster, they love to dig in their sand. They'll kick it everywhere, and it can be a problem. I had one hamster in particular who she just kept kicking all of her sand out of her sandbath and then there would be no sand. So not an issue with the sandbath. Everything stays in there. It keeps it clean for longer. So I absolutely love it. And it's also nice and deep. So there's a lot of room for digging in the sand and really going to town. So lots of reasons to love this sandbath. Sand-wise, I use Repti sand. That's just been the sand I've always used. But there are lots of other options on the market now. Niteangel makes a sand, Bukastep makes a sand, and I believe Taffet Pet also now makes a sand. So lots of stuff out there for you. I will link down to some sand options down below. But a recommendation, stay away from anything labeled dust. That is unhealthy for your hamster. That can cause respiratory issues. And I would stay away from sands that have clumping agents or like potty sand. Just regular sand is all you need for a hamster. They just want to be in sand. So keep it simple. So here we are watching footage from my Wise Cam. I love my Wise Cam. I highly recommend you get one. And this is important because we need to make sure that this sandbath is accessible for little Lester, that he can get in it and out of it. And you can see actually he had some trouble getting in it. He did figure it out because he's a little smart guy, but I want to make it more accessible for him. So I'm going to go back and make some adjustments. I'm going to build up the bedding on the sides. But you can see he was able to get out of it very easily. So that's almost more important. You really want your hamsters to be able to get out of their sandbath. And like I said, they're not good climbers. So having them be able to get in and out of things can be very tricky. Okay, so my adjustment worked. I built up the bedding on one side of the sandbath, and then I put a little wooden coaster I got from Michael's there just to kind of like create a little stepping stool. And now you can see Lester had no issue getting on top of that sandbath. And of course, like I said, he had no issue getting out of the sandbath. So I think we are all good. But this is one of the reasons I recommend every hamster owner have at least one Wise Cam, because every time you have a new element in your cage, it's a great idea to make sure your hamster is using it safely and that there aren't any issues with it. So I hope you enjoyed today's review. If you have a sandbath you really love, please leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.